Okay, welcome back, everyone. This is Dylan Bowman here in Chamonix before the 2019 Ultra Trail de Mont-Blanc. I'm here with the Spanish legend, Senor Pau Capell. Pau, how are you?
Good. After your words, very good.
It's good to see you again. Welcome back here to Chamonix. You are no stranger to this valley. You were third at CCC last year. You were sixth at UTMB in 2017 in what was maybe the most competitive 100-mile race of all time. You've won TDS in the past. It seems you're very focused on UTMB this year. When did you decide to make UTMB your main focus for the season?
Maybe last year when I finished CCC, I wanted to run the UTMB. So yeah, I tried to organize the calendar, the first part of the year with one kind of races, and then focus for the UTMB race. So yeah, I have trained, and then we will see in the race.
So, in the last 2 or 3 seasons, you've really established yourself as one of the best, at least long trail athletes in the world. You've won Transgran Canaria 3 years in a row. You're the defending champion of the Ultra Trail World Tour, and you're just like such a consistent performer at these races. What do you attribute your consistency to? How are you able to show up at all these big races around the world and always seem to have a good race?
I think that you need to focus your season in your goals. So in my case, is 4 or 5 ultra trails per year. So then I have other races, but more for training than for competition. And yeah, in every race, I try to arrive fresh, with motivation. And yeah, before the race, it's important. The passion of ultra trails is when you decide to run one race, is for one thing in special, maybe for the travel, maybe for the mountain. You need to have motivation and then run the race that you dream.
Mhm.
And this is the secret, I think, for me.
Yeah, and it's been really fun to follow you, and I think watching your performances and seeing how often you race and how consistent you are is really inspiring for a lot of runners out there. Going into this year's race at UTMB, like I said, you've run this race once in 2017. This is only your third 100-mile race, having done the 100-miler in Patagonia earlier this year. What have you learned from the 100-mile distance, and maybe what is there anything you did at this race in 2017 that, or anything you learned in 2017 that you're hoping to improve on this year in 2019?
Yeah, I think that is a long race. 170 kilometers is a long race, so you need to be smart in the first part of the race, and then in the second part survive. It's important that after Courmayeur, the 2 years ago, I remember that when I started the climb to Bertone, I was feeling good. Maybe I pushed more than I could, and then Bertone Bonatti, I explode. And I remember that you catch me
That's
there
right.
in Bertone, in Bonatti. So I think it's important that always think that you will have more kilometers, and maybe in Vallorcine you know that you will have more kilometers. So it's important be smart and try to push in the parts that you know that you can push more, and try to rest or walk more than run in the parts that you think that you need to walk. So it's a 20 hours race, so you need to be smart and yeah, and try to run in the parts that you run, and that's it.
And then, so when it comes to your strategy, you say, be smart and don't push. I know, like you are a smart racer, and that's what led you to be so consistent. But you also do, it seems, sometimes like to run somewhat aggressively. With the level of athletes in the field this year, what's your strategy for the race? I know you say go easy and then push when you feel like the course may suit you or you're feeling strong. Is there a part of the course where you think you are the most strong, or can you say anything more about your overall strategy for the race?
Yeah, maybe during the race you can change the strategy for sure. I have one strategy before, and then when the race starts, the strategy is changing a lot of times, because you can see other athletes that are running with you, and yeah, you study them, and then you can push when you think that you can push more than them.
Yeah.
So and you change your strategy in this moment. So that's important that be calm when you need to be calm, but then also try to be aggressive. That you say that, for example, in Gran Canaria with Hayden, I was aggressive in the moment that I think that I could. So
vulnerable, and you just make your move.
But maybe be aggressive in 4 or 5 kilometers, 6, 10, and then start to run slowly, be smart again, and recover the effort that you did. So in this race, it's better try to be smart to Courmayeur, and after Courmayeur, be aggressive where you want.
Still a long way to run after Courmayeur. So, Pau, the last, I think, 7 champions of this race have all been French, and I think the last Spaniard to win was Kilian in like 2012, maybe. What would it mean to you to bring the UTMB championship back home to Spain?
It's not in my mind, seriously. For sure, when I started run 7 years ago, UTMB was the big race that I had in my list. And today is one of the races that I want to run, and I want to win. And I know that it's really difficult, so I prefer don't think about be in the front or be in top 3, top 5. I prefer to do my timing, and if I can win the race, it will be really good. If I can finish top 3, really good, top 5, and this is my goal and my objective. So I cross my fingers, and I hope that everybody finish the race, all the athletes, because the best thing is when you finish in 1, 2, 3, 10, and the other athletes finish too. This is the best way of the race.
Well, it seems the weather will be somewhat cooperative, at least compared to the last couple of years, and hopefully that will lead to a higher finishing rate and maybe faster times, and maybe just an overall more positive, enjoyable experience out there for all the runners. But Pau, thanks for sitting down with us. We appreciate you coming by here, and we wish you nothing but the best this weekend. Good luck.